them off?
What I've thought about doing is on that west end, blocking it up to that corner.
Trying to harvest a mature deer on your property is an all-year ordeal. As soon as one hunting season closes, the next one begins, and one cannot stop learning enough and finding new ways to better their own property.
That green will define how the deer enter and exit the food.
Yep.
And so you could fence that off and add the end of the food there. And that'll create a need for those deer to enter the spot you want them to.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is you're trying to create a high quality entrance and exit point right here and one right here.
Yeah.
So let's say this is partially underwater and you only get a portion of it to grow. The whole idea again is that you have an entrance and exit right here and an entrance and exit right there, that you're running that food lengthwise through the entire planting.
What Jeff was saying we should do here is they already got some blowdowns right here, so they're not going to really want to come that north and south, but to create a hinge cut or some sort of funnel to bring it to where they want to come right up through here. I think what we're going to try and do is get it set up in this big silver maple, and might actually end up, I mean there's a lot of water in here now, but there's not typically in the fall. Go.
They're getting low.
Got everything sprayed last week. Been kind of on a tight schedule. I was thankful to have Chad come and spray these two plots for me, but we got about 3 acres of plant here to do today, so and not a lot of light left to do it, but it's been pretty hot the last couple days, so I'm trying to do most of the work in the afternoon so we're not killing ourselves. But got a few rocks we got to pick out of here, and then we're gonna be seeding, so everything's drug up. Let's get to work. Anticipation for the season starts to build when the last food plot is planted and the rest of the prep work is completed.
It's my first sit in Wisconsin of the year. We're actually letting my property back home soak for a while here. Planted the food plots this summer, did some work, quite a bit of work out on the property, moving some stands around and all that. And it's just not the time yet to hunt it, so we're gonna probably give it a few more weeks and head back in there, check the cameras, and go from there. We should have some good bucks running around there, but we're hunting up on Chad's property tonight. He shot a buck here 2 weeks ago now, and he gave me the invite to come try out his farm here for the next couple weeks. Me and Chad have never been skunked up here, so it's probably about time I get in a hot seat that we do. It's probably 6:30 right now, I'd say. The temperature's starting to drop off here, so I think deer should be moving here a little bit. But if we have no luck tonight, we're gonna give her a whirl probably tomorrow night. We got east winds all week, so kind of fares good for a few of these spots here that we that six pack we're pretty much after. That's the big six player that Chad's been after the last couple years. So we got about another hour left, so hopefully start feeding out here in the clover a little bit. I just cut this alfalfa last week. It's starting to come back now, so these deer should be coming back out in it. We're actually on a dome mission tonight, but first deer out on the field's a little buck, so maybe our plans for the evening are gonna change here. Pretty calm night, actually. Fairly warm. It's been 70s pretty consistent all week here. Next week it gets skunked, Chad. We got that out of the way for the year, so we still got a lot of light left. Maybe six pack will step out tonight. That's a big deer. That's a big buck. It's a six pack. That is six pack. See right below that other tree there? Oh, he definitely heard it. He's looking up. He's a stud. Wow.
The night I shot my buck in North Dakota, I had number 6 on the. I knocked it number 6 that night, and then I took it off. I said I was saving that one for 6 pack.
It's the last day of September 30th. Back out on Chad's property tonight. Held off the last 4 or 5 days out here, waiting for the big temperature drop. It's been pretty warm recently. Wind's been kind of bad down this day too, so. But we're back out on the alfalfa tonight. It's grown up quite a bit, actually, since we last hunted. I figured tonight probably could be the night where actually down kind of in that low spot where the 6 pack came out here last time. The trail it came out on was about, I'd say about 60 yards down this way, and kind of worked down through the low spot. So if he comes through tonight, might be able to get a shot at him, or hopefully works up along the edge here. Should be a good sit though. I mean, it's really the first cold snap of the year in Wisconsin, so I would think the deer should be hitting the food tonight. So. Basically, the main trail we got here is about 30 yards on the backside of the tree, straight south. Chad says the bucks should work out into the field right here, but that's kind of what he did the one night. So, last half hour we got here, we're really gonna have to just stand. It's gonna be too hard to get spun around if he comes out. Because all of a sudden, they're right on the field there, you can't see anything behind you. And pretty quiet back in the woods there. Pretty open hardwoods, so normally you ain't gonna hear them until they're less than 30 yards on us. So, pretty much just gonna have to stand and be ready the last half hour, 45 minutes. Here's that 6 packs running partner. 2-year-old 8 player. Come through the woods here. Wants to be back in there, eating acorns or something. Just kind of was milling around. But Chad's been watching these deer all summer long, and he says most of the time that 2-year-old comes out on the field, 6 pack will come out that night also. So Chad 6 pack just hit the field.
Bet.
We just smoked 6-pack, baby. I think I just drilled that deer. Thank you, Chad, dude. He is a beast.
He is a beast.
That is a beast of a 6.
Bet.
He was actually, if I didn't grunt, he was gonna get out of range. If you moved another 3 feet, I couldn't have shot him. That is an old deer, man.
Puff the wind right now.
This 8 right here, this 8 right here
It's
was
blowing
sitting.
right at him.
That is right. Look at that, right at those. That 8 was sitting there just scent checking the whole time, and I'm thinking, that's why you use that right there. $4 downwind. You got a 6-year-old deer downwind, has no clue what's going on. We just drilled him. Oh, it's a 3-year drought in Wisconsin. Over. Well, we just got down, went back to the house, actually. Kind of just recuperated. Before we left here, couldn't find the arrow, so we went and I just walked along the edge here. I found a little bit of blood on the trail going in here, so we're gonna follow it and hopefully it's not too far. Baby is covered in blood. Back in there. He's bleeding good now. He's going right down this trail, right downhill here. There's a little white up there. See that? Thanks, man. God. Thanks. Thank you so much, Chad. This is a legend up here, the Big 6. Chad's had a few years of history of this buck. Actually disappeared last year. He didn't have pictures of him. And he showed back up. He figures this deer is about 6 years old. And he's been running this field like clockwork this summer. Chad's been putting in a lot of work, actually scouting this buck out and had him pretty patterned. And he was actually fortunate enough to kill a buck opening day in Wisconsin and on another farm. So he told me he gave me the invite to come out and hunt after this buck. This is only my 3rd sit of the season in Wisconsin. We were lucky enough to see him actually last week. We seen him right at last shooting light. We come out here, they cut the alfalfa field, and we were kind of just waiting for the stubble to come back up. So we figured the deer would come back out to it here, and sure enough they did. What an unbelievable Wisconsin buck. Way to end a 3-year drought too for me. I've been having a hard time in Wisconsin the last few years, and this is one heck of a way to cap it off. But we're gonna get him out of here. I actually got to get to work tonight, and we're gonna be heading to Kansas. Unreal. What an awesome buck.
Success often comes when you least expect it, and I felt very lucky to have such a great friend like Chad let me chase a buck he has had so much history with over the years.
I haven't checked the cameras out here in about, I'd say close to a month now. Put this camera out here a couple weeks ago. Just got a mock tree over here, made a couple of scrapes, put a little rub on it, and trying to get some of these bucks. They're coming through into this clover plot at night. Should have a couple good ones here running around, so haven't checked anything yet this year. So this is basically my first card pull of the year. But we don't have a buck tag, so it don't really matter, but we're out here today. We're gonna put a couple river's edge stands up and some rut spots that I want to have for the future. Probably just sit them during the rut, try and shoot some does, and
just kind of use this year as a scouting year, make sure they're using the property how we anticipate it, and that the stands are in the right spot for next year already.
There's no better way to learn the deer on your land and how they utilize it than to take in-season inventory. The remainder of my 2015 hunting season will be dedicated to doing exactly that.
I'm hunting on Mike's land. He built his tag already, and he's been nice enough to take me out here. So I got a couple hours off from work. I'm hoping I can put one down before dark here. And I'm gonna be back about a half hour after dark, so hopefully they'll be moving. Somebody called the zoo. What? Billy Madison. Dorado Hilful penguin be walking around. And somebody called the zoo. Just had a couple of does roll through. They didn't want to play. Out to the corner they went. You gotta get the mega can. What is it? Gotta crank up the volume a little bit. How are we gonna get deer wound up with that? We can pull. They're coming this way. There's two more in the corner. She looks mature to me. Oh, I don't know. What do you shoot her?
Meh.
That happened pretty quick. I think I drilled her. That was perfect. Couldn't have worked out any better. We gotta get down because I gotta go to work. Prime time. About 73, 74 degrees out today. It's November 3rd, which is the complete opposite of last year. I think last year at this time, me and Dylan were out in snow. But out on my dad's property tonight, we're actually sitting in his gun stand. First time sitting over the foot plot this year. Just basically out here tonight to see what comes out of the plots. We got a few cameras out here, but obviously that never tells the true story. But got some nice bucks out here too as well, but pretty much just observing the deer movement tonight. We're gonna get a crack at a doe, we'll take it, so be interesting to see what hits the plots. A lot of work goes into them in the summer. How they look, I've seen better. A little bit of a mixed result on the foot plot this year, but they're definitely using it still, so see if we can make something happen tonight. Here's some limb snapping. All of a sudden coming right at me is my biggest hit lister. All the work you put into on your properties, and I'm absolutely happy with the buck I shot this year. And exactly how I wanted that buck to work in from day one. We don't have a date with that deer until hopefully next year. But what an awesome buck.